What's up, TCG fam? It's your girl, Tiffany, and I am back with another segment of Coffee Corner with Tea. As you all know, right now, I'm not drinking coffee, I'm drinking my juice. But we are going to talk today a little bit about Will Smith and Chris Rock. Now, I know that some of you may or may not know the situation, but I'll wait for a few people to come on in before we start discussing what's going on. Generally, we would talk about some other topics on Coffee Corner, but today we are going to talk about the Oscars. Will Smith smacking Chris Rock at the Oscars. What are your thoughts on this? Now, first of all, I have to say that I am all for a man protecting his wife. All for it. However, there is a time and a place, and there is a way to go about it. I think that it was now some people are saying like Will Smith was defending his wife, and it was disrespectful for Chris Rock to make a joke about her condition and her illness. I have to disagree on that. I think it was bad taste in using that for a joke, but I have to say this. Comedy was built on making fun of people's illnesses, people's mishaps, people's lifestyles. So when we sit back and we think about all of the things that people have made fun of in the past and things, and here's another thing. When he made the joke, did you hear the audience? Did you hear the audience? They were laughing. So he's not the only one that thought that that joke was funny. It was a G.I. Jane joke. It was honestly bad taste, but all in all, it was a joke. So do I think that Will Smith had the right to smack him? No, I don't. I think that was a very, very bad, poor judgment on Will Smith's part. I think that Will Smith could have handled it a little bit differently. You're in the public eye. There's kids that watch the Oscars. There's teens that watch the Oscars. So basically, Will Smith is showing everyone on national television that it's okay when you get upset or mad to hit somebody. It's not. It's never okay to hit somebody. If somebody says something that you don't like, that doesn't give you a right to put your hands on somebody. It's illegal, for one. And for two, it's just very bad judgment. Could he may have handled it differently? I say after the Oscars, he could have approached Chris Rock and said to him a few words in his own way, if you know what I mean. But to put your hands on somebody over a joke, I think that was very, very bad judgment, especially in public on national television. But again, I'm not condoning what Chris Rock did. It was a joke, but it was bad poor taste in making a joke. So let me get to these comments and see who all is in here so I can see what some of your thoughts are as well. Data Drummer, hello, welcome. Data Drummer says, hey there, how are you doing this morning? I am doing great. How are you? I hear that too. It was disrespectful and wrong. I do think that it was wrong. I don't think that it was disrespectful because I don't think that he was trying to disrespect her. He did say before he made the joke, Jada, I love you. And then he said, can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2. So he was saying basically in an endearment way that he cares about her, but then he went on to make the joke. So it was bad, poor judgment, but I don't think he meant to hurt her in any way. And also the fact that she is a strong Black woman and she is basically out there saying, you know, I'm going to have this alopecia and, you know, I'm going to own it. You know, she has said to the public eye that she has alopecia and she's going to own it and she's going to, you know, show others how to be strong and how to take basically the illness by the horns and, you know, just own it and just be there showing people that you can have that and still, you know, have this wonderful, great life. So I feel like maybe Chris knew that she was strong enough to handle that joke. As you all could see, when she did roll her eyes, she was just like, you know, poor judgment and a joke, but she wasn't getting up and going to smack him. You know what I mean? Now, Will Smith, on the other hand, he laughed about it at first. And then he got up and went to go smack Chris Rock. So I'm kind of confused because he was laughing at it first and then he got up to go smack him. So my thoughts are, if somebody makes a joke about you, who's a comedian at that, he's a comedian, you know, they're just doing it as part of their performance, you really should have a little thicker skin and you really should take it with a grain of salt because they're not trying to disrespect you. They're not trying to hurt your feelings. They're just trying to make a joke. Now, yeah, it was poor taste in a joke, but I don't think it was something that horrible that should have made a violent situation out of, if you know what I mean. So Data Drama says it's not funny at all. Oh, okay, got you. Well, here's my thing. It may not be funny to some, but to others it is. It's comedy. And if you listen to that audience, like I said, the audience was laughing at the joke. They were definitely laughing at the joke. And then, you know, kudos to Chris Rock, number one, for not wanting to file a police report and not wanting to press charges. I would have, because that was uncalled for. Number two, if you're a regular person and you go smack somebody, you're going to be arrested. So tell me why it's okay for you not to do it, but it's okay for Will Smith to do it because he's a celebrity. Answer that question. Who can answer that question? Why is it okay for a celebrity to slap somebody and not be arrested, but it's not okay for a general person like you or me to walk around slapping people whenever we want to? That I don't understand. And also, the Oscars, they should have had some sort of security that at that moment should have been down there in a jiffy and should have escorted Will Smith out of the building. He should have never been able to stay and accept any awards. That I don't understand as well. The Oscars should be held liable for that because they did nothing to protect Chris Rock at all. And so here's my thoughts. I don't think that Chris Rock meant to hurt Jada. I don't think he meant to disrespect anybody. Was it bad taste? Yeah, it was bad taste in a joke. But he also knows that she's, thriving with this illness, and she's, coming to the public like, I'm strong and I'm going to, endure this and blah, 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 And so he knows that she's able to handle the joke, I think is what I mean. But now, if somebody were dying, okay, or somebody had, like, let's say cancer and they were dying, no, he would not have made a joke about cancer or something like that if Will Smith's wife was dying. He would not have said something like, a joke about that, because that's a more serious, thing as to, if you were dying or if you had a illness in that way. But, I think because it wasn't a very, very serious illness, that's why Chris Rock decided to make the joke. Now, it was a very bad, bad judgment, and it was a very bad idea to do so. But I also don't condone Will Smith doing what he did, because so many kids and so many teenagers look up to Will Smith as, their hero or, their icon actor. A lot of kids look up to him in, like, all of his movies, and they want to be like him, because he's always usually the good guy, the cop, on Bad Boys and whatever, and they look up to him. So when you go slap somebody because they're saying something that you don't like, you're basically saying it's okay for violence. It's okay that if somebody says something to you that you don't like, for you to just go and slap them or put your hands on them. And it is never, never okay to just go put your hands on somebody because you don't like what they're saying. I mean, if that was the case, I would definitely be in prison if I slapped everybody that said something I didn't like. You just cannot go around slapping people whenever you want to. So let's get to these comments. I agree what you are saying. Sharon says it was wrong for Will to put his hands on Chris. I would have told him how I felt after the party, like they did. They partied together. I would have filed a police report. Fine Dining says, hey, we're here. We're Will Smith fans, but think what he did was bad news. Absolutely. I love Will Smith. I do. I have to say, we have every one of the Bad Boy movies. We watch him. Our kids watch him. But after this, I don't know. I really don't feel like the person who I've been supporting all this time is the person I've been supporting. Do you know what I mean? I feel cheated. I feel cheated is how I feel. I feel like I've been supporting this person who I thought was this great guy. And then the way he lost his cool just kind of shows me that that's his real character, that is who he is on a daily basis, that if somebody says something he doesn't like, he just goes and slaps them. Like, no, I don't agree with that, and that's not the type of person who I would like to support. So I feel cheated. I feel like I've been supporting this person who I thought was a great person that is really not a great person. And so I don't know if we'll continue to support Will Smith. I don't know that we'll still buy his movies. I don't know. I mean, obviously, if there's a movie and he's in it, we're not going to not watch because we love other, actors and actresses that may be in the movie. But I don't know. I feel cheated. That's what I feel like. And my husband feels cheated as well. And my kids said the same thing, you know, like, Mom, what he did was wrong. You just don't smack somebody. He could have told him about it, which is true. He should have waited till after the Oscars and then had some words with him. Data Drummer says, right. I agree with her. Sharon says, yes, Will should have been escorted out of the building. Absolutely. I mean, where is the safety of other people? And whether anybody thinks what Chris Rock did was right or wrong, he still should have been protected. He still should have had protection at that Oscar event. There should have been some sort of security that protects, Chris Rock from what happened. And there wasn't. There wasn't. There was no security that protected him. And that just leads you to think, what if somebody brought a weapon into the Oscars? Chris Rock essentially could have been dead. What if Will Smith was so angry he pulled a gun and shot Chris Rock? Then what? We wouldn't be having this conversation. It would be a different conversation. So my thoughts are, where is the security at? Where is the security at? Because what Will Smith did was not right. It was not right at all. And I'm not condoning what Chris Rock did either. I think it was bad taste in joking, but it did not deserve to be violently smacked. Fine Dining says, yeah, he's a role model and don't want people emulating that kind of behavior. Can't hit people when they say things, even when they're being a jerk. Right. I agree. People say things to me all the time that I don't like, and I'm not just going to walk up and slap them. You just can't do that. And if regular people like us did that, we would be in jail. We'd be arrested. We'd be in jail. We would be, if we were at an event like that. I mean, I want to know, why is it justified for Will Smith because he's a celebrity? And, Jada's a big girl. Let's face it. She's an adult. She can handle herself. When he said the joke, you guys all saw her eye roll. She was like, she just was kind of like, okay, I'm over it. That was a bad joke, whatever. But, she handled it. You know what I mean? She was handling it. She did not need her husband to go up and slap Chris Rock. That's my opinion. Kelly King, night 16. Welcome. Hello, hello. How are you? Sharon Thomas says, I just retired from 36 years of service and put up with lots of crap. And I didn't put my hands on anyone, but felt like it, right? I mean, you think about it and you're just like, my thoughts are just, why is it okay for what Will Smith did? Why did nobody arrest him? Why did nobody protect Chris Rock? So my thoughts are, is it okay for celebrities to get a free pass? Should they get a free pass when they do something wrong that normal Joe Schmoes would not? I don't think. It's like this. Some people, they really just don't. Like, Will Smith should have never been able to accept any awards or anything like that. He should have been escorted out and not allowed to participate in the Oscars. That's what I think. What are you drinking? Generally in our coffee corner, if you've been here before, I drink coffee and I just chit chat about certain subjects or whatever on Mondays and Thursdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, we are on a 60-day juice fast challenge. So I am drinking my juice right now. And I actually can't remember every single thing that's in this recipe. But let me see. I'm trying to see if I have it written on here. Okay, so I think this is my Brilliant Brussels juice. And it has 12 Brussels sprouts, 4 large kale leaves, and 1 large apple. So it's Brilliant Brussels juice. That's my recipe. So yeah, if you want to try it, go ahead. I make different recipes and things. Those of you who want to learn more about the juicing, you can join our all-inclusive membership on our channel, and we have a lot of recipes and things from our journey that we're sharing with those people that we're not sharing with just everybody, obviously, because they're more personal things. So yeah, think about joining our all-inclusive membership. And we also have giveaways for our all-inclusive memberships as well. We actually just gave away a bicycle to one person, and we are shipping it to the Philippines actually this week. By tomorrow, we're going to ship it. So it will be on its way to its new little owner. Our winner was Olivia Sasvilla. She's in the Philippines, and her grandsons are going to love it. So let's get to the comments. Will Smith thinks he's entitled. He feels he can do whatever he wants to whoever. And last night he proved he could. I don't care for him because of his personality and how he feels he's above everyone. See, that's my thing too, is I feel cheated because we've always watched his movies. We've always watched, listened to his music. And now he's like creating this star in his son. And I think he's creating this new thing for his son so he can continue on the celebrity quo, the fame, the money, and all that. But what did you just teach your own children? Like, I know his kids had to be watching that because when you're a celebrity, obviously your kids want to watch you accept awards. Come on now, that's a great moment in life. So his kids had to be watching that. And what did you teach your children? Let alone thousands of children, millions of children that were watching that Oscars. You taught those kids that it is okay for violence when somebody says something that you don't like. And that's the problem with the world today. A lot of people say something to somebody and they don't like it, and they pull out a gun and shoot you. Like, that is what is wrong with this world, is we have these anger problems and we don't deal with them, and we don't get counseling and we don't get help, and instead we take it out on other people, and there's all this violence. When is it okay to hit somebody else and put your hands on somebody? If that was the case, we would all be walking around just punching everybody. This world would be chaos if there were not no laws. You know? Fine Dining says, at Susan Michelle, exactly. Although, still think he's a great actor. Right. He's a great actor, all right. That brings me to my next thing. He is a great actor, absolutely. Because he's been acting for how many years? Like, he's this great person. And last night we saw an insight, just a little insight of who Will Smith really is. He is this cocky, arrogant person that thinks that he's above the law, and he's not. And you know what? Kudos to Chris Rock, because Chris Rock just handled himself. He took that slap like it was nothing, like he had been slapped before. And he just moved on with the show. He made a joke out of it. He kept it kind of lighthearted because he didn't mean to offend anyone. But then when he knew he had, he was kind of like, okay, well, I guess I offended him. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. And he just moved on with the show. And then Will Smith goes back to his seat and he starts cursing and saying, leave my wife's name out of your mouth. What? Did you see the lady that was sitting behind Will Smith? Her face was like, she could not believe what she was seeing. She could not believe what she was seeing. And it was bad taste and a joke. I'll give you that. But Come on, guys. We need to grow a little bit thicker skin if we can't take a joke from somebody. You know, my hair was falling out after I had COVID, and I didn't know it was from that because Procter and Gamble also had a recall on a lot of products. And I use Pantene shampoo, and I use the Purple Aussie hairspray. So that's their products. So I was losing hair, like literally after my shower. I would like go like this, and I would have like a glob of hair. Okay, I'd have a glob of hair, and I'd be throwing it away and stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, why is my hair falling out like that? And I just kept thinking, like, is something wrong? Like for a while there, I started to think, man, do I have cancer? You know. And then I heard about the Procter and Gamble, the big recall and everything, and I was like, oh, maybe that's it, because I use the shampoo. So immediately I stopped using their shampoo and their hairspray. And um then a lot of people were talking about hair loss after having COVID, and whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe that was it, because I did have it, so maybe it was from that. So, I bought a different kind of shampoo, and I've been using it, and it's supposed to help your hair grow thick and whatever. And my hair has been like growing back in thick and stuff. But if somebody would have made a joke about me losing my hair, like, it was traumatic to me. I was losing hair in gloves. But if somebody would have made a joke, I would have laughed at it and I would have moved on. It's a joke, guys. A joke. When can we not take a joke? Like, Jada literally handled it. She rolled her eyes and moved on. Will Smith got mad, and he got up and smacked him. I mean, he laughed at it at first. And if you think about it, like, some people will say, well, hey, that's not funny. But the crowd was laughing. So apparently they thought it was funny too. Should Will Smith get up and slap everybody that laughed? I mean, come on, should he? No. You just don't do that. You just don't do that. And I mean, Will Smith thinks that he can just do whatever he wants to do, and you just can't do that. I mean, just because you're a celebrity, that is not a free pass to take your anger out on somebody else. So I just want to hear your opinions. Comment down below and let me know what you think about the whole situation. Do you think it was a bad judgment for a joke? Um, do you think that Will Smith should have been arrested? Do you think that Will Smith should have been escorted out and not allowed to accept an award, an Oscar? But I mean, what exactly do you think about all of the kids that were watching these Oscars, that just wait for these Oscars all year to see their favorite actors and actresses? What do you think about that? Because I know my family, we wait all year to watch them. And, we love to watch them. And then we're watching, and then that happens, and we're all sitting there like, I mean, we look at each other like, what the hell just happened? Like, we didn't even know how to feel. Like, we kind of felt like they shouldn't even continue with the Oscars after that. It was a wrap. That was a wrap. Like, that just killed the whole mood. That killed the whole vibe. And that was just like, okay, this is awful. Let's shut this off. You know? Susan Michelle says, yes, he used to be a humble man, but the game has gone to his head. I truly believe that once you get so high in the celebrity status quo, and once you make so much money, that you do think you're above the law. You do think that you don't have to listen to the law. You think the fame goes to your head, and you just think you can do what you want. And if something happens, that basically you'll just pay people off. Pay them off, move on, pay them off, which is probably what happened. I'm going to be honest here. I think that after the award ceremony, Will Smith knew that he was going to probably face some sort of criminal charges. So most likely he approached Chris Rock and he probably said, listen, man, I'm sorry for what happened. What you did wasn't cool. Maybe he offered him money. Who knows? Maybe he tried to make things right afterwards because he didn't want to take it to that criminal level that he knew it was going to head at. Because he had no idea if Chris Rock was going to press charges. He had no idea if he was going to go to jail after that. But probably by later, he had calmed down and he realized, whoa, okay, this went too far. Maybe I shouldn't have did that. Maybe I should rethink what happened. Maybe I took that a little too far. Jada probably was like, why did you do that? Blah, blah, blah. You're going to go to jail. He's going to press charges. Like, I'm sure Jada was like, why did you do that? Because, like, I don't know. I would have probably said that. I would have probably been with Jada. Like, why did you do that? Like, I handled it. You know what I mean? It's fine. But I don't know. I just don't think that it warranted violence over a joke. It was a bad joke, but it wasn't that bad that Will Smith needed to get up and smack him. Susan Michelle says fame. Yeah, the fame has went to his head, definitely. Data Drummer says, I agree with her. I for sure think that, this world has too many people filled with hate, filled with violence. We have too many. So when you can be kind to someone, just be kind. It was a joke. It was poor judgment on Chris Rock's part. It was bad taste in joke. But Will Smith had absolutely zero business putting his hands on somebody else. And if Will Smith wanted to do something that was like maybe hardcore to show Chris Rock a lesson, as to keep his wife's effing name out of his mouth, maybe he could have just sued for slander or something like that. Maybe he could have done something else towards Chris Rock to put him in his place and show him, like, hey, what you did was wrong. And we're going to show you that what you did was wrong. But smacking him, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. The smack was absolutely uncalled for. And I just feel like if he can do it now, do you know how many other celebrities are going to do that? Think about it. Do you know how many more celebrities are going to go around smacking and punching people because, hey, Will Smith did it. Will Smith got away with it. So that's going to be the new thing, is that, other people are going to follow. Other people are going to follow. And I don't think that violence is ever the answer. It was a bad joke on Chris Rock's part. Very, very bad. But Jada can handle herself. That's for sure. She is a strong Black woman. And she does not need Will Smith to handle her battles. Because she's been fine without Will Smith and she's been fine with Will Smith. She don't need Will Smith. Rico Bazaar Foods. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Lisa Lott. Hello, hello. Welcome, guys. Welcome to our chat. So give us your opinion down below. Let us know what you think about the situation of Will Smith smacking Chris Rock. Now, I know we're not all going to agree, and that's okay. I'm not going to come smack you. Everybody is entitled to their own opinions. Everybody is allowed to have their own opinion. Everybody can say what they want, as long as it's respectful, in the chat. Like, no cussing or nothing like that. But everyone's allowed their own opinions here. I don't get mad if somebody says something different than what I think. We all think differently. We all have our own thoughts, our own feelings. So comment below and let me know, what is your opinion on what happened at the Oscars? What is your thoughts, Rico? What is your thoughts, Lisa? Let's get some new thoughts in here and see if Data Drummer and Susan Michelle agree with you. Or maybe you agree with me. I don't know. Do you guys agree with what I said? Rico says, I agree and don't agree. Elaborate on that, Rico. What do you agree with and what don't you agree with? Data Drummer says, I agree with Susan. In you. April Estrella. Hello, hello, April. Welcome. Misha Lee, good morning. Good morning. Just listening because I have banned the Oscars. Right? My kids are no longer allowed to watch, by the way. Yeah. Me and Big Belly had a discussion last night. And after what happened last night, we are no longer watching the Oscars as well. Because my kids were watching that. And we don't teach violence to our kids. We don't teach them to just go smack somebody whenever somebody says something that you don't like. Now, someone might say, well, that's extreme. You know, that's not going to happen every time. But the problem is you never know what's going to happen. So we don't want to take a chance that they continue to watch violence. So therefore, we blocked it out. Lisa says, I bet you Chris Rock's going to think twice about putting people's wife's names in his mouth. That's for sure. I agree. I agree that he probably will never do that again. But did it take Will Smith smacking him to get that point across? I don't think so. I think that Will could have approached him after the Oscars and said to him, listen, what you did was not right, could have cussed him out, whatever, and said, don't ever talk about my wife again. Period. I don't think he had to slap him. There's too many kids that watch the Oscars that look up to Will Smith that are now thinking it's okay to smack somebody whenever somebody says something you don't like. And honestly, if I slapped everybody that said something to me that I didn't like, I would probably be in prison. If you smacked everybody that you didn't like, said something to you, you would be in prison. Us general people would be locked up if we did that. So why is it okay for a celebrity like Will Smith to do that and get away with it? And where is Chris Rock's protection? That's what I want to know. Where is security when that happened? Who's to say that Will couldn't have pulled out a gun and shot Chris Rock? Where was the security? Where was the security at to protect Chris Rock? He's a comedian. That's his job. He was doing a performance. We all know that. It wasn't real life. He wasn't really making fun of her illness. And he even said to her, Jada, I love you. And then he continued with the joke. And he said, G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. So he was not being disrespectful to her. He wasn't trying to hurt her in any way. And Jada handled it. She was like, rolled her eyes, like, bad joke, dude. Bad joke. April says, I agree. Rico Bizarre Foods is laughing. Milady says, I think Will took it too far. Chris Rock is a comedian and he didn't say nothing disrespectful. Will Smith is showing that violence is the answer. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That is my thoughts, milady. I don't think violence was the answer. Like I said, he could have approached him after and took care of it. Getting up, smacking him in the middle of the Oscars, and then going back to his seat and saying, keep my wife's name out of your mouth. Very distasteful. And like I said, I feel I've been cheated. A lot of people feel like me, like they've been cheated because this person who we look up to and we love and care about as an actor, who we think is this great role model, now is not a great role model, because a great role model doesn't just go up and slap somebody when somebody says something they don't like. A great role model doesn't cuss and swear at somebody in the middle of a performance. You know what I mean? Like, we have all of Will Smith's, Bad Boys movies. We watch his movies. We hear his music. I just think it was very, very bad taste in a joke for Chris Rock. But I also think that Will Smith should have not handled it. Jada could have handled herself. And like I said, in the beginning, Jada rolled her eyes. Will Smith was laughing. He thought it was funny. And then when he saw that Jada was rolling her eyes, like, terrible joke. Then he got up because he probably felt like, oh, shit, I shouldn't have laughed. Maybe I should be protecting my wife because he's talking about her. So then I feel like he felt slanted, like maybe it was up to him to do something. So he got up and then he went and smacked him. But he was laughing at first. If you guys were watching, he was laughing at first. Rico says, true. I do. Yes. Spill the tea, sis. Welcome to the chat. I do. Lisa Lutt says, I agree with the hitting. That wasn't okay. But sometimes I think these comedians need to be called out on their actions, especially on audience members. I agree too, Lisa. But I feel like if we look back at comedians way back, comedy was built on our transgressions, on our mishaps, on our illnesses, on our everything. If somebody, is walking down the street one day and shits their pants, let's just say they have an accident, and they're a friend of Chris Rock's, let's say, he's going to use that in his performance. He's going to be like, man, I was walking down the street with my friend one day and he shit his pants. You know what I mean? That's just something that comedians do. They use real life things for their jokes. And at that, when he said the joke, the entire audience was laughing. Did you hear that? They thought it was funny too. So it was a bad taste in a joke, but the audience was laughing too. And then kudos to Chris Rock, because he just kept on going. He's like, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. And then they laughed again. You know what I mean? So Chris handled it very, very maturely and very responsibly, I think. Because if Will Smith would have smacked me, I probably would have beat the back. You know what I mean? Rico says Will Smith was laughing at first. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was laughing at first. I do says Will was so hot in one night. He showed aggression and vulnerability with tears during his acceptance speech. That's a strong man. Lisa says there are times when things are just not funny. Yeah, I get that too. Like I said earlier before you came in. Now, if she was diagnosed with something that maybe she was dying, like had cancer or something, you can bet your ass that Chris Rock would not have, made a joke about it, because, there are some things that are serious enough that are just not funny. Now, your wife is dying, somebody's not going to make a joke. But something like alopecia, that relates to a movie of a woman who has her hair shaved off, Chris Rock made the two connections, G.I. Jane, alopecia, and he made the joke. I think it was a little distasteful, but in the same thing, Jada's out there, to the media saying, I'm a strong Black woman and I have alopecia and I'm taking charge of it and blah, blah, blah. So I feel like Chris Rock knew she could handle the joke. You know what I mean? I think he knew she had thick enough skin that it would not offend her. So that's why I think he said it. But, T and Sharinda TV, welcome to the chat. So, hey, chat. I do, yes, said, will your show be taking callers in the future? Can we call in on your show? No, but I do drop the link sometimes and let people come up on video and give their opinions as well. So usually I will do that, but generally it's the people I'll bring up that I know that are here a lot in the chat, just because you never know what somebody's going to do on your live stream. And I don't want to get copywritten or have to take down my stream. I mean, I did a live before. I put somebody up on the screen. They pulled out some weed on the screen and I was like, let me delete this whole live video, chat. So here's the thing, is that you never know what somebody's going to do on camera. So it needs to be somebody who is here a lot, somebody I trust to bring up. But for now, we just take comments. But thank you for your comment. T and Sharinda says, just stopping through. Thank you so much, T and Sharinda TV. T and Sharinda, your opinions. What are your thoughts and your feelings on what Will Smith did to Chris Rock? Dan the Man, Marty the Zebra just got hit by Oscar the Fish. DreamWorks brawl. Marilyn's family vlog. Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. Hello, Marilyn. Welcome, welcome. Will Smith was laughing at first, but Jada's face wasn't happy, and that's where he reacted, it looks like. Right, because Will was laughing, Jada rolled her eyes and was like, like, bad joke, and then that's when Will got up. But I think Will realized when she rolled her eyes that she was not thinking it was funny, and then that's when he got up and felt like he had to defend his wife, which he didn't need to do, because Jada is a strong Black woman who can defend herself, obviously. Rico Bazaar says, right. I feel like that was the thing, is that Jada can defend herself. She doesn't need Will to do that. And I just think she didn't need him. I think that it could have been handled a different way. When Jada disrespected Will by hitting and saying it in social media, it was okay. She wasn't embarrassed then. Well, a lot of people are saying like that the two of them have disrespected each other in the past when she was cheating or whatever on him. And a lot of people are saying like they have embarrassed each other before, but yet now, why would Will go smack somebody over making a joke? So I kind of get that too, because you have to think about it, and you have to think about, first of all, it's a joke. Second of all, what he said, did it warrant violence? That's the question. Did what Chris Rock say warrant violence? And my answer to that is no. I don't think it warranted violence. Now, I think that after he smacked Chris Rock felt like, okay, maybe I went too far. But when Will Smith first came up on the stage, Chris Rock was laughing. He's like, oh no, because Will Smith was coming up. I don't think he thought Will was going to hit him, but I think he knew that maybe Will Smith wanted to say something. I feel like he thought Will wanted to say something to him about that joke. And then when he smacked him, he was like, whoa. And he was like, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me, y'all. You know what I mean? And everybody laughed. And a lot of people are saying that this was staged. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that this was staged? I don't think this was staged at all. You can absolutely tell that this smack was real. A lot of people are saying that Will Smith's hand was up here by his mic, and that when he slapped him, he went like this. So you would hear the thump on his mic, and that it really didn't happen. That they were just doing it for views for the Oscar. I disagree. I don't think it was just staged for views. I think this is real. I think this is real life. This happened. I don't think that it was right on both parts. But I will say this. We are no longer watching the Oscars. So they lost another viewer. We are no longer watching Will Smith unless he's in a movie that is with other actors that we want to see. If it's just a movie about just him, like The Pursuit of Happiness or something like that, I'm not watching it because I'm not supporting somebody that thinks violence is okay. And that's my own personal thoughts, my own feelings. You guys may feel differently. You may say, well, I'm still going to watch his movies. And that's fine. But I don't think that I'm going to support somebody that thinks violence is okay, because it's not okay. And I'm not going to buy his movies, his music, and continue to make him rich, to continue to make him more arrogant, and continue to make him think that he is above the law and he can do whatever he wants. So that's my thoughts. Magdalene Sedarian, welcome. Good evening from the Philippines. Good morning from the US. Thank you for the thumbs up. At first, thought it was staged, but when he kept my wife's name out your mouth, I was like, ooh, this is real, right? Some people, I think, thought it was staged, but then when he sat down and he had like his temple, like you could see it was like moving. He was so angry. And he's like, keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth. And he's like, he even reiterated. He was like, dude, it was a G.I. Jane joke. And he's like, keep my wife's name. He said it again. And I was like, yeah, right? It was a joke. Like, what's wrong with you? I wouldn't put it past them staging it, but I banned it before the slap. Lots going on I don't agree with. Yeah, it was. The Oscars are just not for kids anymore at all. Let's just put that out there. That's just not, it's not for kids anymore at all. I think the Oscars should not be watched by children at all. No more. Rico says, I feel Will Smith took it too far. Yeah, absolutely. Too far. And Chris Rock handled it great because, like I said, if that was me and Will Smith smacked me, before he would have turned his little ass around to walk away, I would have knocked him clear across that stage. Like, I'm a performer. I'm a comedian. I'm telling a joke. I don't care it's about you, your wife, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm a performer. That's what I do. It's part of my act. Everybody laughed, except even you laughed. And then you're going to come smack me? Something's wrong with that. And if you come up and put your hands on me and the world sees it, that when I smack you back, I'm not going to go to jail because I'm defending myself. So Will Smith should have been arrested and escorted out and not even allowed to accept any awards whatsoever. And that's what everybody on social media is saying. And I agree. Hey, Raymond, welcome. I would have fought Will Smith all over that place if he put his hands on me like that, right? That's what I'm saying. Chris handled it so responsibly and so adult like he stood there, he took the smack, and then he said, he even made a joke out of that. He said, wow, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me, and everybody laughed. I mean, that's what I'm saying. He took a real life instance and made a joke out of it. That's what comedians do. Now, I think maybe in the future, places like the Oscars and things like that need to screen what comedians are going to say first. That might be a thing. But I don't know. I don't think that Will Smith should not be in jail right now. I think he should be, just because he's a celebrity doesn't give him the right to put his hands on somebody. But unfortunately, Chris Rock is not filing a police report, and he doesn't want to press charges because he's taking the high road, unlike Will. And do I agree with Chris Rock? No, I think he should have pressed charges, because he should send a message to Will and to every other celebrity in the world and every person that was watching that it is not okay to bring violence into a situation. And I feel like by Chris Rock not pressing charges, he is also condoning what happened. And he's saying it's okay for somebody to hit you if you say something that they don't like. That's just my thoughts. BDUVC 2009, not a Will Smith fan anymore. That was too much. It definitely was. It definitely was. And like I said, I feel cheated. My family feels cheated. We love Will Smith. We've always watched his movies, listened to his music. But after that, he is not a person that I want as a role model to my children, as an actor or a musician, singer, rapper, whatever you want to say. He's just not. He is just not who I want my kids to essentially be looking up after that happened. And like, my kids were even looking like, whoa, Mom, what just happened? Like, they couldn't believe it. And then some people are even making jokes about the situation. A lot of people are saying, why did Will Smith use an open hand? And then so it's a joke. And then someone says, because paper always beats rock. Rock, paper, scissors, he opened hand. So, and then I even made up a little ditty, that I was saying earlier. And I was saying, like, I got in one little fight and my mom got scared. She said, you can't go punching Chris Rock just because your wife got no hair. So, I mean, jokes are jokes. It's exactly that. It's a joke for a reason. So we can laugh. The world needs more laughter, More laughter, less violence. Less violence, guys. Keeping Up with the Griffins says at TCG Fam, hey, happy Monday. Hello, hello. And for those of you who did not see what happened, I'm going to show you a little clip. I'm going to show you a little clip of what happened. Okay. Are you ready? Are you guys ready? I'm going to show you a little clip. Hold on, wait a minute. You guys can't really see it too good, can you? Can't really see it too good. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? Now look, Will's laughing, guys. Jada rolls her eyes. That was a nice one. Okay. And he moves on. It was a joke. He moves on. But Will's not having it. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. Lick my name out your fucking mouth. Wow, dude. Yeah. It was a G. You see that lady's face behind Will looking at him like, oh my God. I'm going to, okay? So I'm going to play that one more time for the guys, for you guys to see. One more time. Jada, hold on a second. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to... Now, he says to him, Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. Makes a joke, moves on, and then Will decides to come up and smack him. The lady behind Will is like, looking like, is this real? Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. Trying to make it so you guys can see it. See, he's laughing. He's laughing. Will Smith is laughing. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. Lick my name out your fucking mouth. Wow, dude. Yeah. It was a G.I. Jane joke. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I'm going to, okay? And he says, I'm going to, okay? So when he realized that, wait a minute, Will Smith is not happy about this joke, he then decides, okay, maybe I went too far. So he says, I will, okay? And he ends it. But to do what he did, he was laughing at first. Jada rolled her eyes. And then he gets up, walks up there all cool and collective, slaps Chris Rock, walks back like what he did was no big deal. He had no regret, no remorse for what he did. And then Chris Rock makes a joke of it. And Will Smith continues to say to keep his wife's name out of his effing mouth. Since when do you talk like that on international television, national television, where all these children are watching? I mean, when I was watching this, I was so angry for Chris Rock. Like, how could you just come up and slap me and nobody come, no security, nothing to come and protect Chris Rock? Nothing. Nobody came to protect Chris Rock. Nothing. Like, I was so mad last night. Like, how did this even happen? And Will Smith just got to walk away, sit down in the audience, and then be allowed to sit there and stay there and then accept an award later. How does that happen, guys? Please, somebody tell me, how did that happen? Explain to me, how did that happen? How did they allow him to stay and do that? Keeping Up with the Griffins. Hello, everybody saying hi to you. Will was laughing until he noticed Jada wasn't laughing, right? It was a messed up joke because of Jada's condition, which makes her lose hair. Right. It was a bad, poor choice in jokes. I agree with that. Raymond says, I wouldn't have pressed charges either if I was Chris Rock. Yeah, he kind of decided, okay, well, maybe I went too far, so I didn't. I get why he didn't press charges because of that, but I feel like he should have pressed charges to make a statement that violence is not okay. Raymond says, Will is dumb for still being with Jada after what happened with August. That right there. That right there. Absolutely. That right there. Misha says, that just got my blood boiling for the day. LOL. Right? Every time I watch that, I get so angry for Chris Rock. So angry because it's like, why did Will think that that was okay? Whoever told Will Smith that it's okay for him to just go smack somebody whenever he wants to? Raymond says, if I was one of Chris Rock's friends, I would have been like, why did you not beat Will's right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, everyone's probably thinking the same thing, but I don't know, guys. I just think the whole situation is messed up. Chris Rock had no business saying something like that. I'll agree. It was bad judgment on a joke. Number two, Will Smith took it too far, and violence is not the answer. Number three, Will Smith should have been arrested. Chris Rock should have pressed charges because he should have showed people that it's not okay to get away with violence. Period. Those are my thoughts. And I don't know. We've now banned the Oscars, so we're not going to be watching the Oscars no more. We're going to go ahead and end this live. Thank you so much for everyone chiming in with your ideas, your thoughts. We appreciate each and every one of you. We love when you guys tell us what you think as well. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section and also let us know what your thoughts were. That's very important, to leave a comment in the comment section after the live is over. So please do so. And remember, every Monday and Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Coffee Corner with tea, except for I have my juice with you guys right now because we are on a juice fast. Comments are not on until after the live is over. Then the comments go on. So make sure that you leave a comment. Make sure, if you haven't already, give this video a big thumbs up. Let's spread this out to YouTube world because I want to know what everybody's thoughts are, not just mine, and not just my family's, and not just yours, but everybody's. So, yeah, guys, we will see you in our next video. Stay blessed, not stressed. Thanks for your comments, guys. Bye.